Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Still pushing, hovering just below the next target that I communicated yesterday, a few days ago, of $64. This level was reached yesterday. We start looking at the bigger picture here on the weekend on Sunday. Primary wave count is sort of still the yellow one that I'm tracking here, where we have an A wave, a B wave, and the C wave is unfolding right now, which would then mean that we put here a substantial top in place. Now, if that is going to take us to completely new lows, or if it's just going to be a larger pullback in an overall uptrend, that is what we are going to see. I will always provide you with a bullish support level as well. But so far it has really been only in an uptrend since early September, actually since June this year. Well, actually you could say since January or December last year. And we have been tracking this uptrend here all along. We did have support area here. We did have one here. Unfortunately, it never pulled back deep afterwards for any nice deep pullback entry point, but we had two really attractive entry points here for Solana. Most recently, was the one here in September, and then we had one in June. And since then, it's just been going. I do provide the relevant short-term support areas for anybody who found an entry along the way or used our support areas as entry points. And so far, the support never broke. I did receive a few YouTube messages from some of you. Some of you said, well, it's great. All the support areas work nicely. They never broke. Because, what you can essentially do is just to move your stop below these support areas. There are hundreds of ways how these can be traded, these trends. But as I say, very often in a third wave, extensions are common. So the best thing we can do in a third wave it's just to move up the support. And for example, what you can do is to move the stop just below support. And this would have worked nicely. Because none of our support areas broke in this entire uptrend. And the message is always, as long as the micro support levels are holding, we can continue to focus on higher. And that's still the case, even though now, obviously, the higher we go, the higher the risk of a deeper pullback. Hasn't started yet, or at least it's not very evident that it has. So the idea is that we are still in this third wave, and the third wave has a pretty complete wave count. So it's pretty full. If we now go into the detailed count, you can see that wave 4 finished here likely as a triangle. We reached the next FIB extension at $64. Again, the fact that it just reached this FIB extension so perfectly here, the 1.38 extension, which by the way is a common extension for a third wave. It's nothing unusual. Even though this is now the area where a pullback is due, okay? Not necessarily overdue, but it's due. The fact that it reached that and reacted to it just shows that the way we calculate these FIBs is the right one. There are always different ways, how you can calculate these, but it reacted to 3 FIB levels on the way up. So the 100% extension slowed down, created a triangle. This one here at $55, even though it didn't spend much time there, but it did react. And then here the $64 level now. So the next one would be 79, okay? It's quite far away. I have added here a trend channel. That's not a fixed channel, so it's not reliable. This will only really become relevant if we get a pullback, because I want to connect the top of waves 1 and 3 to get an idea of the target for 4. So if it pushes a little higher, then this would become a steeper trend channel. So it's not like, okay, it broke the trend channel, it's bullish. Well, not necessarily, because it's just to show you how in a pullback the trend channel would look like. So this might have to change. And as I said, the next level higher that we can target is $79. It is likely going to do that as long as the micro support level is holding. And again, micro support, yesterday it was $50.67. I think it still is, because the price hasn't moved higher. So any sustained break below $50.60 would indicate that we are moving down in circle wave 4, which is just the deeper pullback, nothing bearish. It is just the deeper pullback that could still, if the move down is corrective, yeah, it could still set us up higher for a wave 5. And that could then, that wave 5 could then reach the next fib extensions, depending on how high the 3 goes. So for example, if the wave 3 reaches the $79.50 level, then the wave 5 is likely going to reach the $93 to $113 level, maybe even a little higher. So these are sort of the next key levels to watch. So generally still focusing here on the uptrend on the Solana chart. Condition is that in the short term, the $50.60 level doesn't break. If it does, I would take the position that the circle wave 3 is finished finally, and that the circle wave 4 has started with support below between $33.20 and $47 basically. Below $33.20, because we would also break out of this trend channel to the downside, and below an important Fibonacci support, yeah, I might have to take a more bearish position, but it would really depend on the structure. Ideally, the price in any pullback that happens, especially if it's a corrective pullback, would not break below $33.20. Then we can still watch for a wave 5 to the upside. And again, the target for that really depends on where the wave 3 finishes. If the wave 3 comes down now, then I would be watching the $79 level next. If the wave 3 only comes down after touching $79, then I would be watching the $93 level in the wave 5, possibly even $113. So yeah, and as I just said, again, the third wave, what it's doing at the moment, it's not unusual in crypto to see an extension to the 1.38 extension level. Yeah. So if you go back like videos like months ago, we've been talking about this target area around $50, $60. But obviously at that time it was quite abstract because we didn't really focus on it too much because we didn't have enough subdivisions. But that was sort of the standard target area, yeah, 50, 60, maybe even $70 that is common for this kind of wave structure. Okay, so yeah, let's see. At the moment, there's certainly no clear signal that circle wave 4 has started yet. I keep you updated. I hope you will like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.